Alright. Let's look through this garbage.
This trash container is... Maybe you're prioritizing it.
We could try using a pry
bar.
We might want to ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably
Tool not
has one.
equipped. Ah.
And he
Tools. That's just held right.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, Whirling in Rags.
And I'll still have such a low chance, even if... Oh, whatever, let's try it.
Force time isn't happening. You've jammed the pry bar under the lid, but it just isn't bending.
I kick it. Ah!
Unsatisfying. Hurtful. You hear a ringing sound, but not quite hollow. The can seems to be full.
The fuck kind of metal is this? This is fucking shit!
The quality of metal is not the problem. From what I see, it's sturdy enough.
I hang from the pry bar with all of my
There's a
weight.
creaking sound as the pry bar slips under the lid. You hang from it like a moron, huffing and puffing. Clearly the technique is wrong, but nothing else comes to mind.
I can't pry it open.
Let's ask the manager for the key. This is clearly not working.
Oh, I just click on it and that does it. Okay. Okay. Let's get this thing out of my hand. Doing this all before I'm even looking at the body. Yeah, I guess I will need to put some points in deflation. I've been gaining a lot of experience, and I don't know what to do with that. I don't know, like, if I level up, or, like, what's... I need to, like, find my... Oh. Where do I see my... where my experience points are? Oh, I see. It's right there. Alright. Well. Let's go ask for some trash keys.
Can I help you?
Is the trash container out back yours?
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
What? What? I wonder what this feeling is.
Prod at him and find out.
I don't really care about that. We need those keys.
What do you need them for?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Okay. I don't really care as long as I could enter the trash. Alright, cool. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Come on. This game has a lot longer loading times than I thought they would. Maybe I accidentally put this on my hard drive and not my SSD. I'll need to check that after this. Alright. Trash, you will be mine.
This trash container is with a well-oiled crack. The lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, Hobocop.
Yes.
Dive into that dumpster for extra content.
Oh, extra content. What's this?
Just a feeling. A warning from some part of you.
I opened the lid.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
I dig in Hobocop style.
Wow, an Armistice caliber 50 knock cannon, half wrapped in paper tissues. So shiny.
What's a knock cannon?
It's a giant rifle,
What?
and it's very expensive. Not as expensive as that fat string of pearls snaking around the rotten banana peels, however. And is that Cordon Electric's preamp with Electra F2 tubes? It is. That catches quite a price. We're talking 12,000, easy. Unless you're into hi-fi yourself.
I'm selling it.
No, you won't. Because none of those things are real. They're not actually in there. All you see is food waste and crisp wrappings.
Oh. There must be something.
All you see is a broken mug with a racist depiction of the Yellow Man frolicking in saffron.
An antique?
Only in its social sensibility.
I'm taking the mug.
Mm-hmm.
The lieutenant briefly glances at the mug, then returns to his sight in the trash. Look at this thing. I can't access that right now. Carton.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this.
I'm used to dumpster diving.
No, searching for evidence in the trash.
Dumpster diving.
Good practice for dumpster diving.
Yes.
The
Further.
box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles.
Turbo
Nothing of
noodles.
note, however.
Rags.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Ooh, grab them.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air. Are these the victim's clothes? The smell is not nearly as bad as the cadaver. These clothes could not have been in contact with the deceased for more than 2 days after his death.
Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
By early stages, you mean when these were taken... What? By early stages, do you mean when these were taken from him no more than 2 days after his death?
Yes. I think the clothes were taken off to get to that armor he wore, then discarded. They must have stripped him of it fast too, the scavengers, in a matter of days.
But how did they get in the trash then?
Guitar-marked blue jeans. Pockets empty, or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too, a white belt. The loops appear stretched, but
He looks into the container.
the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there?
Something slimy catches your eye.
I reach for
A
it.
drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Ugh. There you go.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario.
He nods to
Anything
himself.
more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. Just garbage.
I think that's it.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one.
He nods to the...
I'd advise against confronting that force.
We need to ask the kid who put them in here.
The fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear
One
that,
behind the fence yells.
Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
Okay. Wait, you think someone from the Whirling Inn might have been involved?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
Okay.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Food waste.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands.
I have gloves.
Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, what's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
I pick it out.
They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Ooh.
Not just any man's. This dense cursive, it's yours.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
I don't know what this is.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there.
A miserable-looking slip of paper sticks to the board. Wait, did I complete a quest? Find your paperwork. Huh.
If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
It had a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin.
What are you talking about?
I speaketh the tongue.
Doeth thou also thorough inventories? You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. If some of it has fallen into the hands of the RCM's adversaries, bloodletting may well ensue. It will also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Anyway, where were we?
The lieutenant peers into the trash container, where soggy cartons and rags stink uninvitingly.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Well, read your ledger and name the case. The case needs an official name. Do your inventory and interact with the damage ledger to give it one. Finding the right line may take some time. Alright. Certainly. This broken-eared mug somehow made its way into the Whirling in Rags dumpster. It depicts a person of Cimmerian descent frolicking in a field of saffron flowers, buck-toothed and grinning feeble-mindedly. It seems to be a cheap knockoff of some colonial-era antique.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Actually, there's quite a lot to read into here. Look at all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
Oh, Christ. I guess if I really want to commit to being a bad person, here we go again. It's an example of prejudice. I'm not going to do it. The mug didn't belong in the trash. It's just a funny mug. Can't anyone laugh anymore? I think am I gonna have to like start every video of this thing? The decisions I make in the game do not represent what I think. All right, let's go.
Understood. You're that kind of detective. Why don't you get back to your case?
Yep, we're racist. This is the ledger you found. Ooh, banana. This is the ledger you found in the trash. It's full of notes written in a man's dense cursive. I could shake my head a little bit. Have a closer look. Maybe it can be salvaged to start keeping notes on the case.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you.
I inspect me.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
I'm gonna leave it there.
Way cool. It says, everyone look at me and my toilet paper covered cop ledger. I don't care. My ledger is droopy and it smells like a urinal.
I inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
I run my fingers across the
The
aluminum.
surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances.
Lieutenant, is this one of the hologram watermarks you mentioned?
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Like, for example...
All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
What about the
It
information?
depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Address, huh? Thank you.
Okay.
He returns to his neatly kept
While a
notes.
bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand. It's a sorry sight.
White papers.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands.
Count more than
They
100?
appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What is in there? What?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average. What do you mean? Is that all?
Is 2 week... What? There's a lot to go here. Is 2 week cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
2 cases a week appears to have been my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure I completed them, though.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes.
It's okay. We all make mistakes.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
That's it?
The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cardboard. Everything prior to this must have belonged to a previous volume. In short, there was more.
Alright, it's back to the handwriting.
It's inornate, nearly illegible, yet marching in orderly lines. Your hand cramps up merely looking at the scribbles drawn, as by some magnet, to the red checkered margins. Fast, but always straight.
You said something about a naming convention?
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from Snoop fiction and Vespertine cop show staples.
Oh my, and they're written in all capital letters, too.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
More?
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
No, I mean with the non-numeric one, with titles.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Why?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
I like you, Kim.
I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened?
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
I have to open an official case. Is there
There
room?
is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
I could use that pen.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place.
Alright, cross out the ones I finished.
A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry.
Cool.
And it feels good. Feels like completion.
That didn't do anything.
Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the Citizens Militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
I spent most of this episode talking into a dumpster and talking to my ledger. Have you named the case yet?
No, actually. Any ideas?
Not really a fan of any of those. I don't have one.
Oh, well, then maybe I can suggest one.
Go ahead.
The Hanged Man.
Yeah, alright, sure, why not?
Thank you. I think so too. Good and normal.
Okay.
I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
New skill point. Oh! I'm done inspecting these.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
First off, I can point a point in... Yeah. I should probably put a point in Psyche so I could have more... this. I have 2 in a spit at the cool. Understand cop culture. Inland Empire's at a 2. So now how does this work? Do I have to like put it in here? No, I think I have to put it here. Wait, how does this work? How does this work? I guess I have to put this in, I'll put it in one of these. Keep your morale up. Yeah, it is pretty nice. Volition urges you to be a good guy, to others and to yourself. Enables you to resist temptations. Be it in a bottle, between a pair of legs, or at the end of an iron barrel, which promises oblivion. Volition gives you the will to finish the investigation, improving your morale. One of the 2 health pools in the game. See, that sounds really useful. But that just doesn't sound like me. Inland Empire. Empathy? Nah. I'll put it in Volition. Actually, wait, hold up. Before I do anything. I can't quick save because I'm in the middle of something. I'll put the ledger away for now. And then I'm going to quick save. And then I'm going to see what these... I'm going to put it in here. Just going to put that at 2. Which will... At high levels, Volition makes you hyper sane when you're about to get funky. It keeps you normal. It's a bit of a party pooper. At low levels, however, you'll have little morale. Without it, you'll be a profoundly unstable cop, falling apart at the seams if you make irreversible mistakes. So that sounds really fun. This sounds like being a... Yeah. But if I want to get through this game, I'm gonna need to have a little bit more volition. I can still be an awful person. Oh yeah, there we go. Now I have 2. Alright, let's get back to talking to my ledger.
It's the ledger you owe, and the cool piece of toilet paper is stuck to the back.
Oh, yeah. Can I... What do I need to roll? I need to roll an 11, I'm pretty sure that means. Can I... Do I understand what it means? Come on.
Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the Next World Mural.
Let's see. So I rolled it. Okay, so it did. So that 11 is the number that I needed to roll, and I rolled a 12. Wait, HDB41. Weren't those officer?
Why,
precincts?
yes, your precinct number is 41.
And HDB.
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
HDB. I'm not really feeling those.
Feeling isn't really the jurisdiction we're in right now. It takes about half an hour to
How long
piece
does it
one
take?
together using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
I think there's more important things to do right now.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
What about these yellow papers?
In the back, you see thin, translucent copier paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
What?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of.
I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of spacing out when he was talking because he just kept saying words. In the back, you see thin translucent copy paper, some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes like marching armies, official forms waiting to be filled out. Then rip them out from the binder and hand them out. All right.
You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work. A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real.
Okay.
Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields.
Right. What about a station call?
These are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing. All in a print so small it could be considered downright cute.
And then field
A
autopsy?
dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
That's enough.
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys.
I think I understand.
The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
I look at the clipboard
It's
now.
made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM.
All right, shake it.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment and something small inside? Light, made of paper or cardboard, or dried flowers perhaps?
I peek inside.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
How do I open
With
it?
your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Yeah.
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee, Slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know,
I open up the drawer.
without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
Yes, what's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Okay, that one's mean. I pick up the ticket
2
stubs.
octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there, too.
Yes, I pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
I smell it.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored, a touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
I open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card, looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry,
I have a
it
bad
begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please.
But it won't make me happy.
A merciful wind blows in from the bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
I feel like this is a really important thing. What was that?
Frisson covers your entire body, a feeling of cold, a persistent chill.
Shivers. What do you tell me again? Shivers. Shivers. City lovers, the wisest of streetwise, the genuinely supernatural shivers come when the temperature drops and you become more keenly aware of your surroundings. It enables you to hear the city itself, to truly belong to the streets. It is a supernatural ability. Old wrongs play out in present time. Scenes across the city happening in front of you. But who is speaking to you? At high levels, shivers may make you seem mad to the outside world. As you listen to the city, you don't listen to others. Your superiors may begin to worry. With the low shivers, though, you will seldom hear the city speaking to you. And if you cannot hear it, how can you ever save it? I don't want it. I'm going to throw it into the wind.
No, don't throw away the baggie. There's dust on the drug baggie.
Oh,
It's not good, but at least it's some kind of way to be together.
okay. Now hold on, electrochemistry. You didn't say that before. I hold on to it then.
Your hands shake, holding onto it. Every morning when I step out, you're asleep behind me. It says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
The screen kind of darkened a little. Keep reading.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it.
Keep reading.
Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head.
Goddamn.
Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No, hold on.
Yeah, hold
To
on.
what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
I'm gonna fall sideways now, Kim. Catch me. I die again? What's happening? What are you loading? I haven't even looked at the body yet. Disco Elysium. begin?
There is nothing.
Did it just start a new game?
Again. Nothing sad, brother.
I think it just started. Whatever, I'm gonna... Alright, whatever. I'll load my last save game.